Okay. Next example. Example number 2. Prove that we have to apply De Moivre's theorem here. We are applying De Moivre's theorem. 1 plus sine phi plus I cos phi. So this is phi divided by 1 plus sine phi minus I cos phi, and this whole thing raised to n. And we want to prove that it is cos of n pi upon 2 minus n times phi plus I sin n pi by 2 minus n phi. So on the left hand side, we cannot apply directly the result of De Moivre's because of this plus 1 sin phi. It's not adequate to apply De Moivre's theorem. So better to simplify the numerator and denominator terms separately. So how to apply this De Moivre's theorem? I will separate, calculate this. Okay, numerator and denominator only term, different is of sign. Denominator is conjugate of numerator part. You can see cos of phi as negative sign, numerator cos phi as plus sign. So I want to apply the result of trigonometry that sin phi can be written as, in terms of pi by 2 angle, sin phi can be written as cos of pi by 2 minus phi. You know cos of a minus b is cos a cos b minus sin a sin b. So due to that minus cos pi by 2, okay, sin pi by 2 is 1 and sin phi as it is. So we can apply that result. So cos of pi by 2 minus phi is sin phi. Similarly, how you write this cos phi in terms of sine? Same angle we have to apply. So just think about what is sin pi by 2 minus phi. And once again, we have to apply the result of what result from trigonometry. So what is 1 plus cos theta? Can anybody tell me what is 1 plus cos theta? Likewise, I write what is sin theta. It is 2 sin theta upon 2 into cos theta upon 2. So theta will be your, okay, I write, if I write t here, then theta will be 2 times t, like that. So what is 1 plus cos theta? Can you tell me? 1 plus cos theta formula. 1 plus cos theta, formula for 1 plus cos theta. Or one can say 1 plus cos of 2 theta. What is the formula for that? टू cos square theta minus 1 का है? 2 cos square theta minus 1 is cos of 2 theta. So 2 theta is theta. That's why theta I write here theta upon 2. So I'm going to apply this result here, 1 plus cos of this. So it is 2 times. Here I have to write 2 times. This is 1 plus cos theta. This is the value of theta. So it is 2 times cos square theta upon 2. So pi by 4 minus phi upon 2. This 5 by 2 minus 5 divided by 2. And this I can write 2 sin theta upon 2. So pi upon 2 is pi by 4 minus phi upon 2 and cos of pi by 4 minus phi upon 2. So what I can take common here from here? From here I can take 2 common and then cos common. Cos of pi by 4 minus phi upon 2 is common. What is inside? It is cos of pi by 4 minus phi upon 2 plus I sin, I forgot to write I here, plus I sin pi by 4 minus phi upon 2. So this is the numerator. This term is the numerator. Okay, for simplicity, I can call this t as, I can call t as pi by 4 minus phi upon 2. So what is numerator? 1 plus sine phi plus I cos phi. It is 2 cos t inside bracket cos of t plus I sin t, where t is pi by 4 minus phi upon 2. This is numerator term. What was denominator? Denominator is just conjugate of this term. So I can write from directly the denominator term. Similarly, no need to calculate those things. I have to just put minus sign to the imaginary part of both sides. So it is 2 cos t cos of t minus I sin t, where t is pi by 4 minus phi upon 2. हे परत परत लिहावं लागू नये म्हणून आपण टी ला सिंपल फॉर्म मध्ये नाव दिलं. So what is the nth power of numerator? What will the nth power of numerator? Okay, I will directly start with the left hand side. The left hand side is this upon this. So 1 plus sin phi plus I cos phi. This is divided by 1 plus sin phi minus I cos phi, and this is raised to n. This is your left hand side that we are going to solve it, and just put the values there. And in the last step we'll put what is t in the last step. So numerator is 2 cos of t cos t plus I sin t divided by 2 cos of t cos t minus I sin t. This is raised to n. So these two are common things that I can cancel. These two are common thing that I want to cancel. So now I can write this as cos t plus I sin t upon cos t plus I sin t. This is going to raise to minus 1 and whole thing raised to n. So it is cos of t plus I sin t square, because numerator minus 1 it goes plus, and raised to n it is 2n. So in this way, here we apply De Moivre's theorem. It is cos of 2nt plus I sin 2nt by De Moivre's theorem. The power of cos theta plus I sin theta. Theta is your t here. It will be just multiplier of angle. So what is value of t? T चं value काय होतं? Pi by 4 minus pi by 4 minus pi by 2. Okay. And I sin 2n pi by 4 minus pi upon 2. Multiply by 2n and we get the result desired RHS. So 2 pi upon 4, that is n pi upon 2 minus n phi upon, okay, it is just minus n pi plus I sin n pi upon 2 minus n phi. So this is your right hand side. We have verified it. Is it? It's right hand side. So actually here the problem is not that directly the application of De Moivre's theorem, but by applying trigonometry identities. We have to remember all the identities of trigonometrics. Okay, I'll just mention one by one so that we will apply in future also some trigonometry identity that we want to use regularly. So three fundamental identities that we know well. One is cos square theta plus sin square theta, that is one. What is third one is 1 plus tan square theta is sec square theta. Is it correct? And what is second one?
1 plus cot square theta is equal to cosec square theta.
cosec square theta. Okay, and then sine 2 theta formula, you know well, it is sine theta and cos theta 2 times. That we know. In this example, I put theta instead of 2 theta. Is this theta is your 2t, then where I can apply it. Otherwise it will be या केस मध्ये काय होतं, आपण केलेलं साइन थीटा होतं ना, मग आपण त्याला असं समजलं होतं 2 times theta upon 2, आणि त्याप्रमाणे आपण 2 sin theta upon 2 cos theta upon 2 असं लिहिलं होतं. The cos of 2 theta is cos square theta minus sin square theta. One can treat this as 2 cos square theta minus 1 if you put sin square theta from first trigonometric identity, and 1 minus 2 sin square theta. So these identities we are going to apply. Then sin pi by 2 plus theta, sin pi by 2 minus theta, cos pi by 2 plus theta, cos pi by 2 minus theta, tan pi by 2 plus theta, tan pi by 2 minus theta. All those identity you should go and write down or keep that identity in mind. Okay, this was the second example. Now third example, which is also application of De Moivre's theorem. Okay, I'm writing example 3 here. Prove that the one of the value of a plus ib raised to m upon n. Whenever fractional part is there, there are total number of values are whatever denominator number you have, and its conjugate a minus ib raised to m upon n. So it's one of the value is this. One of the value is equal to this. So I'm writing equal to it is a square plus b square raised to m upon 2n into cos of m upon n tan inverse b upon a. Now it's look complicated, but this problem is very easy. I have to use the standard representation of complex number. This is a plus ib, a second term. This called z and z bar, it is like that. So given complex number a plus ib can be written as r into cos theta plus I sin theta. So what is value of r here? R is square root a square plus b square, and theta is tan inverse b upon a. That we have to keep in mind. And similarly, what is a minus ib? Just conjugate of this, cos of theta plus I sin theta. So where r is square root a square plus b square, that is a square plus b square raised to half, and theta is, okay, I have to write minus here. Theta is tan inverse b upon a. I'm writing the conjugate of above number. That's it. The theta and r will be the same. When write minus sign in between, because cos of minus theta is cos theta and sin of minus theta is minus sin theta. In the conjugate, the angle will be negative of that theta. So a plus ib raised to m upon n. So that is r cos theta plus I sin theta. This is one of the value. Not exactly, there are total n values. This is one of the value. So it is one of the value of this. And what next? A minus ib raised to m upon n is nothing but, okay, r also in between that, because this is your a plus ib. So what is a minus ib? R cos theta minus I sin theta, this whole thing raised to m upon n. That are both are the one of the values. So we have to consider the left hand side. Now we are going to consider the left hand side. It is a plus ib raised to m upon n plus a minus ib raised to m upon n. Just put these values. So it is r raised to m upon n cos theta plus I sin theta raised to m upon n. Separate केला power या ठिकाणी मी, plus r raised to m upon n cos theta minus I sin theta raised to m upon n. Just putting the values of a plus ib raised to m upon n and a minus ib raised to m upon n. And that is not exact, that is one of the values, so I write one value equal to. So common thing is r to the power m upon n. And inside here I can apply De Moivre's theorem. So one of the value of this is cos of m theta upon n plus I sin m theta upon n minus, not minus, plus. Again here De Moivre's theorem can be applied. We know whether plus or minus De Moivre's theorem is applied, we have mentioned in the remark. So whether there is plus or minus we can apply, but only thing is that real part and imaginary part must be cos and sin respectively, and theta must be same. There and then we can apply De Moivre's theorem. So here also I am going to apply De Moivre's theorem. So it is theta is multiplied by the power, that is m upon n minus I sin m upon n theta. But these two are same, which will get cancelled. So this is r raised to m upon n 2 times cos of m upon n theta. आता या ठिकाणी फक्त किमती ठेवायच्या r ची आणि theta ची. What is value of r? It is square root of a square plus b square. So value of r is a square plus b square. Its square root will be denoted by raised to half power, and this thing is go raised to m upon n. 2 times cos of m upon n as it is. But what is theta? Theta is tan inverse b upon a. So finally a square b square's power is m upon n multiplied by 1 upon 2, that is m upon 2n. 2 I can write here. Cos of m by n, theta is tan inverse b upon a. And this is your right hand side. You can check, it is your right hand side. That we want to prove. But 2 times did come there. How? Okay, 2 times there in the problem. Let me check. Yeah, 2 times we have to prove. This is 2. This is r raised to m upon n, and this is cos of m theta, m upon n theta. So that is one of the value we have proved. So when you try to solve directly, you cannot solve, but when you apply the standard form, that is polar representation of complex number and De Moivre's theorem, it will become easier to solve you. Any problem in this example so far? Yes. Speak. Okay, I think no problem at all. Next, example number 4. I will write. If alpha beta be the roots of this equation, x square minus 2x plus 4 equal to 0, prove that alpha raised to n plus beta raised to n is equal to 2 to the power n plus 1 cos of n pi by 3. Okay, first of all, we have to find roots of this equation. It's quadratic equations, so it has 2 roots. So given equation is x square minus 2x plus 4. Is it same equation? X square minus 2x4 equal to 0. Now we cannot factorize it, but we can apply quadratic root formula. So what was that formula? The roots of these equations are given by x equal to minus b. X equal to minus b plus or minus b square. B is minus 2. B square minus 4ac. B square minus 4ac upon 2 times a. So when you have equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, how you write root? Its roots are written as minus b plus or minus square root b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. So these are the way to find roots of this equation. By this way, we can find roots of these equations. So I have to just simplify this. Minus minus, it is plus 2, plus or minus what is inside. So minus 2 square is 4, 4 into 4 minus 16 divided by 2. So what next? 2 plus or minus, it is minus 12. Whenever there is negative square root, it means that it is the complex number. So 12 can be written as 4 into 3. This 12 can be written as 4 into 3. So finally, it is 2 plus or minus 4 multiplied by minus 3 divided by 2. So 2 plus or minus square root 4 is 2, and root of minus 3, you know, it is root 3i. Okay, these two can get cancelled. And finally, I am going to write this as 1 plus or minus square root 3 multiplied by square root of minus 1. So it is 1 plus or minus I root 3, where I is square root of minus 1. So these are the roots of x, two values. So one value you can call x. एक का value x बना, दूसरा value y बना. So 1 plus I root 3 I can call it as alpha. Alpha x नाही, alpha आणि beta म्हणायचं ना आपल्याला. Alpha आणि beta असे दोन roots म्हटले त्यांनी. Okay. So alpha is called 1 plus I root 3 and beta will be called its conjugate. Whenever complex number is root of given equations, its conjugate has to be root of this equation. Huh? That is the basic rule for it. So these two are the roots. So I have to represent this in standard form to find its alpha raised to n and beta raised to n, because we have to apply De Moivre's theorem. So what is r for this? What is r for this? Square root of 1 square plus root 3 square. That is 1 plus 3 root 4 is 2. And what is theta? Theta is tan inverse root 3 upon 1. So what is the value of this? It is pi upon 3. Just check whether tan pi by 3 is root 3. Okay, this is in the first quadrant. And another, so if you write its polar form, so alpha is 1 plus I root 3, its polar form is 2 times cos of pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3. Cos pi by 3 is 1 upon 2 and sin pi by 3 is root 3 upon 2. So 2 will get cancelled and it will be 1 plus I root 3. Similarly, your beta is alpha bar, alpha conjugate. Your beta is, in fact, the beta is alpha bar, that is 1 minus I root 3. So you have to write conjugate of this. So these are your alpha beta in the pi by 3, sorry. It is, should be pi by 3. Okay. Now find alpha raised to n and beta raised to n. That is your left hand side of the proof. So I'll start with the left hand side. So it is alpha raised to n plus beta raised to n. That is we want to prove, no? That is alpha raised to n and beta raised to n. Okay. So alpha is 2 multiplied by cos of pi upon 3 plus I sin pi upon 3. This is going to raise to n plus what is beta? Beta is 2 cos of pi upon 3 minus I sin pi upon 3. This thing raised to n. So law of indices and De Moivre's theorem you can apply here. So it is 2 raised to n cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3 raised to n plus 2 raised to n cos pi by 3 plus I sin pi by 3 raised to n. Now here at this step you apply De Moivre's theorem. Okay, I should write minus here, no? It's not plus. This is minus. Huh? Okay. So 2 raised to n is common. So inside I'm going to apply De Moivre's theorem. So it is n pi by 3 plus I sine n pi by 3. The power is multiplied to just angle plus cos of n pi by 3 minus I sine n pi by 3. And you can see these two terms are equal. So it will get cancelled because you know z plus zy is real number. So here also alpha raised to n and beta raised to n are conjugates of each. So whatever result, it will be a real number. So it is 2 multiplied 2 raised to n. 2 raised to n multiplied to 2 times cos of n pi by 3 because cos is repeated twice. So 2 raised to n plus 1 cos of n pi by 3. That is nothing but your right hand side. That is your right hand side. Just check whether it is it right hand side. Yes, it's right hand side. So far 3 examples we have discussed. Next example. Example number 5. If 2 cos theta is x plus 1 upon x cos theta and 2 cos phi is y plus 1 upon y. It's just y plus 1 upon y. Then show that one of the value of x raised to m upon y raised to n plus y raised to n upon x raised to m is one value is. Whenever we have fractional power, we'll get it will be the many valued functions. So this value is cos of 2 times cos of m theta minus n phi. Now think how will you solve it? You have to find value of x and value of y and put that value of x and y in there. So okay, value of x from the first equations and value of y from the second equation. Okay. So what is first equation? It is 2 cos theta equal to x plus 1 upon x. Just multiply x to both sides. So it is 2 cos theta x plus x square plus 1. Just you multiply by x. So this is equal to on multiplying to x. So what equations I get? X square minus 2 cos theta x plus 1 equal to 0. So what is value of x? Minus b. Minus b is 2 cos theta is b, minus 2 cos theta is b, minus b plus or minus b square. So minus 2 cos theta is b, so b square minus 4ac. A is 1 and c is 1. Okay. And that is going to divided by 2 times a. A is 1. A is coefficient of x square. Okay. What next then? So minus minus plus. So it is 2 cos theta plus or minus square root 4 cos square theta minus 4 divided by 2. I can take 4 common and root of 4 is 2. So all 2 will get cancelled. So this is 2 cos theta plus or minus 2 cos square theta minus 1 divided by 2. So all 2 taking common, I will get cancelled. And what is value of cos square theta minus 1? You know 1 minus cos square theta is sine. So it will be minus sine. No, not sine square. Sine square theta plus cos square theta is 1. So cos square theta minus 1 is minus sine square theta. Just put minus sign. Because of that minus sign, the complex number will come into picture. So cos of theta plus or minus minus 1 into sine square theta. Okay, no divided by now. And root of sine square is sine. So what is root of minus 1? So okay, I'll write this as cos theta plus or minus sine theta into root of minus 1. Put the value of root of minus 1. So x has two values, cos theta plus or minus I sine theta, where I is square root of minus 1. Now we have to consider one of the value. So we'll consider one value of this x. So what is value of x? This says, because there are two values and we are saying one value. So one value, take consider positive value, cos theta, positive part of this. So I will consider this as x. Both between its conjugate also satisfies same equations, but I will consider this. So if this is your x, we consider the positive symbol of middle one. So there are two values of x. Instead of two values, I am considering this x value. Unmute, mute kara. Nikita Shilke. Okay. आता similarly y मी या ठिकाणी लिहू शकतो. तर y चे इक्वेशन्स काय होतं? The equation of y is 2 cos phi equal to y plus 1 upon y. On the similar way, this is the notation of similarly, I can take the y as cos phi plus I sin phi. Here also I will consider the plus value, cos phi plus I sin phi. Only theta is replaced by phi and x is replaced by y. That's why I put similarly here. Now we have to consider left hand side and prove that it is equal to right hand side. So let us start with the left hand side of the equation. So what is left hand side of the equation? It is x raised to m divided by y raised to n plus y raised to n divided by x raised to m. So x has m power and y has n power. So one value you already consider. Out of two values, one value you already consider. So finally we can mention it is one of the value. So I'll just start. Hence, either mention hence one of the value of LHS is, and I'll write equal to here, because x have two value, one value I consider it. Y has two value, one value I have considered it. So put the value of x. X is cos theta plus I sin theta. This is going to raise to m. Y is cos phi plus I sin phi raised to n. Y is cos phi plus I sin phi is raised to n divided by cos theta plus I sin theta. Now here you can apply De Moivre's theorem. De Moivre's theorem to numerator, denominator, and two terms separately. 4 times you are going to apply De Moivre's theorem here for the 4 terms. So on the numerator of first term, I can write cos of m theta plus I sin m theta. In the denominator, once again, okay, this is m for x and n for y. So it is cos of n phi plus I sin n phi plus cos of n phi plus I sin n phi divided by cos of m theta plus I sin m theta. So what result we have seen? Okay, I'll write this in cis form. So this is numerator is cis of m theta and denominator is cis of n phi. Cis of n phi is numerator and cis of, so what is cis theta? It is cos theta plus I sin theta. So what your theta here, theta, one theta is m theta and one theta is m phi. And we have to apply result cis alpha upon cis beta. It is just cis of alpha minus beta, or you can do calculation separately also. So this is cis of m theta minus n phi plus cis of n phi minus m theta. Since cis alpha divided by cis beta is cis of alpha minus beta. So what you get at last? Just write full form of this. Cis means cos cos of this m theta minus n phi plus I sine of m theta minus n phi. Next, cos of n phi minus n theta, n phi minus m theta plus I sine n phi minus m theta. So minus sign I can take common. I can make all terms same. So what terms we have to write here m theta first. So I will change in the second term. We know that cos of minus cos of x is cos of x, and minus sine of x is sine of minus x. So x means that bracket whatever I have written there. So first part I'm not going to change anything. M theta minus n phi I'll keep as it is. I times sine m theta minus n phi. What is second term? Second term I'll write cos of m theta minus n phi, because cos of minus is cos, but sine of minus is sine. So it is I times sine m phi minus n theta. What I written m theta you should write here. Okay. And these two terms are equal and opposite signs, so it will get cancelled. And these are equal, so I'll write 2 times cos of m theta minus n phi. So this is your right hand side. Mark your attendance. This is your right hand side. 2 times cos of m theta minus n phi. You can see it's a simpler way. First we have to find value of x, and secondly we have to find value of y. And x and y have degree 2, that's why it has 2 value. So one value we have to consider. So I take plus in between. If you consider minus also it will work, but one value we have to consider. So one value I have considered. So that one value, one of the values of this x and y I put in this LHS, I'll get this all simplifications. So imagined part will get cancelled. Mark your attendance, and in the tomorrow's class we'll also discuss the more examples on application of de Moivre's theorem. And then we have to discuss how to find roots of any complex number. We have discussed how to, we know how to find root of any real number, but we should know how to find root of complex number. That we'll discuss in the coming lecture. Okay, today we'll stop here.